Do you have an old piece of furniture that you'd love to see look brand new, or kitchen cabinets looking old and outdated? Maybe the piece has sentimental value, or you're just looking to sell it and make some money. You can save a lot of money by refinishing your own furniture or cabinets with just a few easy steps and a trip to the hardware store. I recently spent a lot of time refinishing my grandmother's old bedroom furniture and making it like new for my daughters to use. I gained some valuable experience through the process, and I would love to pass it on to you in hopes that you would use it one day to save or make use of money. Not to mention develop a sense of pride and accomplishment from completing a project like this. Woodworking is often thought of as a nightmare to accomplish. For this speech, I'm going to make it easy and concentrate on three main steps that I used after some research and trial and error to work on my grandmother's dresser. They are supplies needed, preparation of the wood, and applying the finish to the wood, which should get you on your way to completing the project. Let's get started. First step is supplies needed. Take a trip to your nearest hardware store and get your safety items first. You're going to need a particle mask, safety glasses, and disposable gloves. Other items you're going to need are strip ease, a paint scraper, sandpaper number 100, 120, and 220, a tack cloth, stain conditioner, a stain, a protective coating, and applicator brushes. According to minwax.com, stain can be applied by either using a clean rag, a sponge, cheesecloth, brush, or other applicators. But for the best finish when using brush, make sure it's a quality one. Next step is the preparation of the wood. You start by getting the paint and stain off the wood, and you can use either one or two processes: a rough sandpaper number 100, or by using a product called strip ease. This is a thick liquid that I coated onto the surface, and after a few minutes, the paint and primer coats on my grandmother's dresser quickly scraped away. Another advantage to using strip ease over sanding is that most old paints had lead in them, and sanding can be harmful to your health. You want to be sure that the surface is clean and clear, and then move on to the next process, which is the most critical one. Minwax.com says that the most important step to woodworking is sanding. A thorough sanding can often be the difference between acceptable results and professional looking results. You can succeed in this by using a series of sandpaper and by sanding always with the grain of the wood. Start by using a medium grit sandpaper number 120 until smooth, then move on to a fine grit sandpaper number 220 until desired smoothness is achieved. Also be sure to use a tack cloth to get rid of all of the dust before moving on to the next phase of preparing the wood. You want to be sure that the stain takes evenly into the wood. Be sure to use a pre-stain conditioner, which allows the stain to absorb into the wood. The next step of the process is staining the wood. After the stain conditioner has been on the wood for 15 minutes, you can apply the stain. There's two ways to go about doing this. There is a one or a two-step process. The one-step process is a color stain with a protective coating mixed in it. So you apply once and you're done. The two-step process is a color stain, then you apply the protective coating when the stain is finished. According to minwax.com, the two-step process allows for independent control of each application, which results in more professional looking finishes. In conclusion, I hope I eased your mind a bit and made working with wood finishing not seem so scary. I have to admit that I initially was frightened when I started this project, but after getting my hands dirty and doing the research, my fears quickly went away. I presented three main steps for woodworking. They are supplies needed, prepping the wood, and finishing the wood. I was able to talk about this subject because of the time I spent on my grandmother's furniture, as well as some projects around the house. Hopefully you can close your eyes and see your own project lying around your house, one that you'd be willing to work on and make some money or get some enjoyment out of. Let me end by saying that though initially frightened to start this project, I couldn't be happier that I accomplished it. I gained some valuable experience through the process, and not to mention $1,000 saved. The pride and accomplishment felt from keeping my grandmother's furniture for my own daughters goes beyond what words can express.